What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're focusing on the Florida Panthers, bringing in Martin Havlat and David Booth on PTOs, professional tryout agreements. The Leafs have actually had a few more big names, and Brad Boyce going across inside of Gucci, but we'll talk about that in a different piece because I don't want to be called the Toronto Maple Leafs hater because I get called that, and sometimes I just cry myself to sleep for like a week. But you look at what Booth was to that organization for a long time before he got traded to Vancouver, and then eventually ended up in was it Toronto in weird fashion. Obviously a kid that played at Michigan State. Was a really good player for the Spartans, and then had a really good couple years in Florida. 60 points in 72 games in 2009 as him, Stephen Weiss, and former Boston Bruin great Nathan Horton had one hell of a line. Then the concussions, the hits to the head, the Mike Richards hit, look no further than that. Really kind of derailed his career and led to a really nosedive in his offensive productivity. Was never really to reestablish himself, whether it was in Vancouver or Toronto, and it's unfortunate. But I think the opportunity to go back to Florida, where he played, some of the best hockey of his career, where he come up, where he was, a big part of the team and a big part of the community, even though the team sucked. I think is great for Booth, and in some ways it's nostalgia, but both with him and Martin Havlat, Dale Talon said, look, we're not just going to hand jobs to the young kids. We're going to have these guys that have been around the block a time or two, that have a lot of experience, that may not exactly be spring chickens. I mean, Havlat's 34. Actually, I thought you could have told me Havlat was 38. I would have believed you. And Booth's actually only 30. So I mean, they're gonna be push the younger guys that can to be better, and maybe keep some of them in the minors. And for some of the young guys, doing a little extra season in the minor leagues isn't the worst thing in the world. So we'll see how that works itself out. But I mean, Havlat hasn't done really jack shit offensively in 5 years, 2010, 2011, he had 62 points in 78 games for the Wild. Actually, 27 points in 39 games for the Sharks from 2011 2012. If he wasn't hurt, maybe we're having a different story here. But, always, even going back to his Chicago, even his Ottawa Senator days, to be more specific, always struggled with injury and, staying on the ice. And I think that's what, kept him from being a really good player. But he's going to get a chance to push some of the young guys. I mean, him and Jaromir Jagr played for the Devils together last year. Both Czech guys, so, check me out in Florida should be the line. Havlat doesn't indeed make the team. So, you can't fault the Panthers for going out and adding some veterans to the organization, because, with the young kids, and this is going to, people hate when I make the cross-sport comparisons, but remember, I think it was 2008, the Yankees just gave jobs in the rotation, New York Yankees baseball team, to Ian Kennedy and was it Matt Hughes, the pitcher, and they both went belly up as rookies, and that derailed that whole season for New York. So you can't fault the team for saying, all right, we're going to take a precaution on low risk, decent reward veterans. If they don't work out, great, and the kids outshine them, you cut them. If they outwork the kids, the younger guys go down to the minors, whether it's Rocco Grimaldi or Quentin Howden, guys like that. And then, they get to play some more minutes. I think it's a similar concept in Toronto, but we'll talk about that in a separate piece. Anyway, that's like episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the off season and beyond. Later, guys.